from Mark Martin's Ford.
You know, Mike, you see them coming out of the corner here. They can run a higher line out of the corner, and this is going to make for great racing today and tomorrow because you have a wider groove than you ever had at Rockingham.
Trouble, turn 2. One car taking a lazy spin up into the wall is the Wendy's car of Stanton Barrett. Second-generation driver out of Bishop, California. His dad, former land speed record holder, and Barrett tests the concrete early. Caution's out at lap 2.
Let's take a look here as they go down in the corner. You see Stanton on the outside there. He's up in the gray stuff. The car breaks loose. Nobody hit him or anything. He just got around sideways. Backs it into the wall there.
Now watch in this next as he goes up for the wall. Chad Little, fighting for this title chase, takes evasive action. There's David Bonnet, the Voyager battery Chevy of Hank Parker, spinning there to miss Stanton Barrett. Here's another look.
Yeah, here he goes, and he just gets up there too high, you know, early in the race like this, and around she goes, and everybody's doing a great job of missing him, but unfortunately he's going to come back down the racetrack here. I think what happened to David Bonnet, a car in front of him slowed all of a sudden, that yellow car, and he had to get on the brakes and spun it out.
Darrell, you always hear aim for the car in trouble. That's not true. You can see it there. That gets you in trouble is what it does.
Yeah, you just got to play it by ear. Real serious. It's a great job of resurfacing, but that was in the old track and is in the new one too.
Ricky Craven trying to move up. He is 10th right now.
See, see the new surface.
Oh, goodness. Contact going in the
Trickle,
corner.
yeah, trickles around. I was just going to say what the new surface has done is let all these guys run so close together and 3 or 4 wide, but maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Dick Trickle has crashed in another car. I believe that was that Stevie Reeves that went up and did hit the wall in turn number 1.
Yeah, the thing that's so interesting, I want you to look what a light tap this seems to be. I mean, there's just a little tire smoke, and Dick goes up the racetrack, but he's in that loose stuff again. That white, smoky-looking stuff is sand that's at the top of the racetrack, and when they get in that, they have no control.
There's Larry Pearson going by on the high side there. Bobby Dotto right behind him.
They were 3 wide going into the corner. He is 10th right. And you see what happens here.
Whoa, I take it back. They hit harder than I thought they did.
Yeah, Bessie moved up just a bit to avoid Steve Grissom on the bottom.
Yeah.
And he moved up and into Trickle.
That's one of the things you have to watch on this racetrack. Because of the D-shaped front straightaway, you can get 3 wide going down to turn 1, but you can't go through there 3 wide.
Then the 99 car there, Ricky Craven just behind him. I think David Green's just riding along right now because they were racing a second ago, and David Green's dropped back just a little bit.
Buddy, he is continuing to look for that hole.
Oh, trouble in turn 3.
That's Elton Sawyer up against the fence. Between 3 and 4, apparently one of those cars working its way underneath Sawyer got him in trouble. And they're going to need a new payment book for the Akins and Sutton car.
Yeah. Mike, he had moved to the outside of the racetrack trying to give the lap cars, you know, the room on the bottom of the racetrack to go on. And I think he got up a little too high and got in trouble. Okay, Darrell, we got him going. This is when he got into the wall. You can see the black mark starting way back getting in the corner there. He was just a little bit out of the groove, a little bit of dust up there, and the car got loose.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he got help or not, but it doesn't take a lot when you're on the outside like that.
We're under the 3rd caution of the day. Terry Labonte and Harry Gant up front. We'll be right back. Yellow is out for Stanton Barrett, who has spun for the 2nd time today. Caution at lap 44 is the 4th of the day.
Well, you say, Darrell, sometimes it just don't pay to get out of bed. He's had a bad day so far.
His day, it started off bad and it hadn't gotten any better.
As you watch Ricky Craven and Harry Gant, there's a look at Labonte unexpectedly coming down the pit lane.
Well, it's certainly too early for fuel. We're 80 laps, but it could be tires.
Randy?
No, he originally thought it was a left front tire. We have a caution on the racetrack. Terry Labonte has blown up, guys. His motor was off.
And so did somebody else going into turn number 1. Is that Mike McLaughlin? Yes, the fiddle paddle car. He's had a good rookie season. I think he's coming out of the modifieds at former national champion, replacing Todd Bodine and the C.C. Welliver and Friends team 34. There's Clyde McLeod motioning him behind the wall. I think he's given a good account of himself this season.
That is really a good team. I have a lot of respect for Clyde McLeod, and I'm just really impressed with the way Mike is improved in his driving. He's so much more track. He has so much more track presence now than he had earlier this year.
With the amount of smoke that come out of that car, he's real lucky he didn't get, you know, some oil on the tires and back that car in the wall. He did a good job of holding that car out of trouble.
Terry's already fallen out with engine failure. I know that's got to put a little bit of worry in the minds of all the guys on the 44 car because they got the same engine.
Oh, trouble, turn one. They went into the corner 3 wide. Johnny Benson on the bottom. In the middle was Bobby Dotter, and Hermie Sadler gets the wall. David Bonnet spins in turn 2. Caution at lap 92 is the 6th, 6th of the day. See, down on the bottom, that'll be Benson.
Benson, yeah, and Hermie on the outside, and of course you see it just narrows up right there, and boy, that could have been a whole lot worse. Boy, bunch of good cars right in that pack. Here's the 2 car back here of Craven's, and there goes the 8 car, and a lot of good cars in that pack.
Craven and David Green were right there.
Yep.
Mike Wallace did a great job there. He was completely sideways and made a great correction on that car. That could have been a lot worse, as Darrell said.
And that Craven didn't get into the back of Mike Wallace.
Right.
So we're under caution, and we'll be right back to the North Carolina Motor Speedway after this.
Whatever position he needs to be in.
Trouble, turn 1. A car spins into the wall.
Jim Bound.
And David Bonnet just misses him.
I don't know.
Yep.
He's learned it. He's gotten better, though. He didn't spin around that time.
Tough break for Jim Bound, who leads this ride at the end of the year. Yellow flag on lap 99. Watch the right side of your screen.
Boy, I think it's another one of those 3 wide episodes going into turn 3, or turn 1, actually. And here comes old David Bonnet. He said, now I've spun this thing around twice here. I'm going to learn how to do this.
And he did.
He needs that experience. I'm sure that's what Jake's telling him right now.
Okay. 100 laps go up on the board. We're just past halfway to deciding this championship.
See Harry Gant in the shop there. They did a little work on the chassis on that car, and he seems to be back up to speed again. He had moved way out of the top 10. We got trouble on the back.
There goes Tracy Leslie spinning right in front of Doug Hebron. Ooh. One car got crunched up against the outside wall.
Well, I tell you, someone, it's got to be Lucky's day, because that was the 44 car. He was right up in the middle of that whole shebang.
He was. That's Nathan Butke who's involved there. Now there's Reeves on the right side of your screen.
There's a car on the inside of that racetrack that's coming back up right there.
That's
that
Leslie.
really started all the problems.
That's Leslie. Now on this next angle, watch for the 44 car to sneak through.
Here they come off turn 2 here, and Tracy gets knocked down the inside, and
Stevie Reeves got in the back of Leslie and turned him.
Boy, Doug Hebron there made a nice move to get through.
Dirk Stevens is spinning there in the 15 car. He comes back up and kind of blocks things right along there.
You want to see a piece of driving? Watch on this next replay. Watch the red, white, and blue number 75 of Doug Hebron. He missed this wreck 3 different times.
He really did.
Now he's on the right side of your screen next to the yellow car. See, he checks up on the brake right there just as it starts to happen. Now, where am I going to go? Well, I'm here in the middle of the racetrack. Locks up the brake again. Cuts down to the inside. Here's another spinning car. Checks up again, gets down to the inside, and then Dirk Stevens spins in front of him again. I'd like to know what his pulse rate is right now.
I'll tell you one thing, there was a lot of luck involved there too, because when you slow up that much and cars are passing you on both sides, you're real lucky if you don't get hit straight in the back.
Roy Payne, who was involved as well, and we're under caution for the 8th time. We'll be right back. What they do, these teams now run an oil filter made by a company called Oberg, and you just open it up like a sandwich, and you can look in there and see if there's any particles being distributed throughout the engine.
Roy Payne just hit the wall in turn 3 up here, going into 3.
And caution is out.
Boy, he hit it hard, too.
With that type of filter, you don't have to take the engine apart to see if you have trouble.
Look, it knocked the water jug completely out of the car. It's hanging off the door there. Now, that's a hard lick when you do that.
Yeah, when your right front tire meets your water jug outside the car, you'll hit very hard.
You see he's okay. He's moving around in the car.
Yep.
They're wanting to change tires, and he just wanting to get his breath right now.
Please.
I'm going to want to change more in tires. Tough break for Roy Payne. Second accident. He was in that last one at lap 105, and he brings out the 9th caution of the day. Mike Wallace and Johnny Benson. This is for 8th place.
Mike, this is going to get real interesting if it stays under green. Well, it's not going to, though.
Wall in turn 4, Doug Hebron. Smacked it pretty good. Caution is out. Ooh, he's in a tough spot up there in turn 4. Of course, all the spotters are on the radio, and everybody goes to the low side to miss the Food Country car. Doug Hevron out of Liverpool, New York. 10th caution of the day comes at lap 167.
Well, there goes all the strategy on pit stops and who did and who didn't and what's going to happen.
And the fellow who gets the tough break on that is Phil Parsons, who made his stop early and is a lap down.
Yep.
Hevron's okay.
You would think with about 10 laps to go here, the guys be having a little bit happier look on their face, but they know the same thing we know. He's in the midst of some trouble right now.
12 laps to go.
Here we go.
Up goes Stevie Reeves.
Wow, Johnny Benson just gets by.
Caution.
And that happened, folks, just a few car lengths in front of the leader, or in front of the point leader. He had to back it down.
And we're told from replay there was contact. Not Chad Little, apparently. I'm not sure of the car that got into Stevie Reeves before he had this trip to the wall.
Well, when they came off turn 2 over here, Chad was right up under the back end of the 96 car. And his back end's torn up, so he could have taken some air off his blade there, spoiler.
You could really see how much side bite these cars get when you watched the 74 car. When he went right there, he actually turned it up on the left side.
We'll come back to settle this here at Rockingham and end the season next.